My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC Vegas 25, we have Sam Hughes versus Loma Lookboomee. And This is a very interesting one. If you watched last week, you watched me pick the biggest underdog on the card, and you watched me nail that pick because I said there's too many unknowns. There's too much going against that person. I'm going the underdog. I'm going the vet. It's going to happen. And it happened. Vargas won, and it was fantastic. This is a similar situation. I'm not as confident, and I'm not going to turn this into theatrics. That's Jacob's job. What I am saying is, Lookboomee is a phenomenal Muay Thai striker. She's also tiny, like insanely small for this division, where Sam Hughes is big and strong for the division and tough and marches forward. And I think at $6,800, she's a great play. I think at plus 310, she's a good bet. And significant strike line, that's actually tricky. So I'll come back to that one. But, you know, I would never, ever spend $9,400 on a 5-2 undersized striker in the women's strawweight division. Dan, tell me if I'm wrong. What are your thoughts here?
No, you're not wrong. You're very passionate about that last
Dan,
part.
Dan, all of a sudden he has like an underdog of the week. He's like, oh, I picked one. Now I have my lock of the week. Now all of a sudden Angel's got like my underdog of the week. I don't know what's going on here.
Right. We're
going
going
to
to
start off that pick last week, man. Not the underdog of the week, the biggest underdog in the entire card last week. And I nailed it. And that helped me win money in all of my
He's going to
lineups.
start writing UOTW in all the chat rooms.
This is very interesting. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I mean, Angela, I think all kidding aside, this is definitely a closer fight than the odds and DraftKings money suggests. I was looking at it. I think I might put Hughes in my lineup just because I don't know that she's going to win the fight, but I think she could be live, and I think she will score points in this fight. So, you know, I watched tape on both of them. Lookboomee, you know, she's 2-1 in the UFC. She beat Jin Yufrey by decision, lost to Angela Hill, but Angela Hill is a phenomenal striker, super athletic. I think she just got, you know, out-athleted in that fight. You mentioned it. She used to be an atom weight, 105 pounds. I think Jacob.
Me too.
I was
I beat you to it, Dan. I beat you to it.
You're good. You're staying ahead of things. I was going to say when in February.
Yeah.
I think I was an atom weight in I don't know, 4th grade maybe. Now, all kidding aside, Lookboomee's got very good Muay Thai, powerful kicks, great Thai clinch. You know, she's got short, nasty elbows in that Thai clinch and knees. She used those against Jin Yufrey, really good. She also defended takedowns really well in that fight. So she looks to be a very good striker with solid takedown defense. And when I say very good striker, I mean a very good Thai-style striker. Sam Hughes, though, you know, she's lost 2 of her last 3. She's 0-1 in the UFC, but her loss was to Tecia Torres, who's, you know, perennial top 10 contender, very good, very athletic. You know, she took the fight on short notice too. And you could see Tecia knew that her opponent was on short notice. She just blitzed her. She went at her with everything. And then her other loss was to Vanessa Demopoulos, who fought that crazy fight against Lupi Godinez, I believe. So, and she was tough as hell in that fight. Jacob, double check me on that and make sure I'm right. I think I am.
Well, you know, Sam Hughes actually fought Lupita Godinez twice as an amateur.
Right. Yeah. So they're all in that mix together. So
Right.
She's fought some tough competition in the women's division. And, you know, I watched the Tecia Torres fight. Okay. Chalk that up as short notice. But I did, you know, I was a little concerned with how it ended. I mean, she clearly looked like she wanted out of that fight. You know, every fighter knows. You tell them. I mean, I've been poked in my eye terribly before. Brian Rogers, literally just shoved a thumb in my eye at the end of the first round, and I legit could not see for the rest of the fight. And I wouldn't even I think I might have whispered it to my corners because I knew if I even mentioned anything that they could stop the fight. So, but she was very clear. She's like, nope, I can't see. So it seemed like she won out of that fight, but you know, not a knock against her. It's tough. You take a fight short notice in the UFC, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh my God, I just got steamrolled in that round. And I took a short notice. I can just get out of here and I'll get another shot next time and do a camp. Like you got those voices in the back of your head. So, you know, I was concerned that she might be one of, you know, I don't want to say a quitter, but just look for ways out of fights. But when I watched tape on her in her other fights, I did not see that at all. She seemed tough as nails. She was in some very, very tough fights. I went back to that Demopoulos fight. She looked really good in the first 3 rounds. I mean, she was winning that fight. She's not like crazy athletic, but she looked very good. She looked game. She pressured, landed strikes. She ate some shots, but countered really well. She has a good inside low kick. She does that really cool inside low kick with a follow-up jab and then sets up punches off of that. Powerful right hand. So she looked good. She looked tough, and she was winning that fight up until I think it was the 4th round. She made a mistake and got caught in a reverse triangle by Demopoulos. But Demopoulos, who I believe was the champ, she was going to win that fight if she didn't make that mistake. So I think she's much more alive, again, like we said, than the odds suggest. I just think it's going to be a tough fight for her to win. I don't really see how she does it. You know, if she clinches against the cage like she likes to do, she's in trouble with Lookboomee's tie clinch. I think if she's going to go for takedowns, she needs to get in on the legs. She needs to do some freestyle wrestling. She can't do Greco body lock stuff because I think she's going to get some nasty elbows to the face. If she does get it on the ground, though, she's going to have a huge edge. Lookboomee looked very green on the ground when I saw her down there in some of her other fights. And I think she could stay competitive on the feet as well, as long as she keeps it a distance striking match. Lookboomee is, you know, traditional Thai, go forward, kind of plodding feet, but takes a shot to give one. So if Hughes can keep the distance, I think it can stay competitive on the feet. So I don't know. I kind of agree with you, Angelo. I think she's live. I don't think she's going to win. I'm not going to pick her, but I may put her in. I think I'm going to put her in my DraftKings lineup for the $6,800 if I need the money for somebody else, because I think she's a great value, and I think she probably will not get finished and will probably score a fair amount of points for. I think she might be the cheapest DraftKings pick you can get. So.
She is. This is cheapest versus most expensive, and I do have her in my lineup because it freed up money for other people. And when you look at anybody around that price, and nobody's $6,800, but if you look at 6,800 to 7,200, she's the livest of all of them. So I agree with everything you just said. I don't disagree with any of it, but she is very big and Lookboomee is very small.
Right.
And I think she can hold her up against the cage. So you're right. If she wants to clinch, she will get lit up. But if she wants to hold her against the cage and lean that weight in and keep her head on her head, she can avoid all of that. She may not score a ton of points, but she'll neutralize all the nonsense. And I think she can bully Lookboomee to the ground. Lookboomee has great takedown defense. Not great. I mean, she's been taken down in every fight, but she pops right back up. So she does get up pretty quickly. That would be concerning. Can she hold her there? But, you know, I'm not going to go as far and say I think Sam Hughes wins this fight and she's going to win and do a lock of the week and a stupid crown and all this other crap to, like, you know, build this fake internet personality. I'm not going to do that, but I do think.
Oh, is this Jacob's lock of the week? Wow.
Is it?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
He's going to look real stupid about 30 seconds.
One other thing to know, Angelo, and I think this is actually going to make you feel better about it. Might make me feel better when I pick too. Jacob loves the intangibles. And I saw somewhere that I think she moved out. She trains in Washington, I believe. And she moved out there to get a full-time job, I think in finance or some sort of full-time job where she appears to be pretty smart. So you would think that game planning
Fight
wise,
IQ is high. Yeah.
you know, yeah.
You talking about Sam?
Yeah.
Or the other one?
Hughes.
Hughes?
Yeah. No, not Lookboomee. But you know, there's ways for her to win this fight. Like, who was it last week that came out and just wrestled his way to a victory?
Na Liang.
Yeah, no, very close, Jacob. Wow, you're gonna already bring this beating on yourself early in the podcast, huh? No, oh man, against the powerful strike. He trains in Australia with
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. Robert Whitaker's teammate.
Yes. He came
that was
out
2 weeks ago.
and you could just tell his whole training camp was wrestle, and he came out and just put a clinic on a fight that he was like a pretty heavy underdog. So if she game plans correctly, she could win this fight. But we won't
listen
know
at $6,800. I will take it. And once we hit our DraftKings lineups, I'll walk through it. But I could have. She literally was the only person I could afford. But I was like, you know what? I'm not that uncomfortable with that pick. I would never. Anybody who drafts Lookboomee is crazy. She should win the fight. She's not minus 370 favorite. She's not $9,400 worth. She should win, but $9,400 is a ton of money. And she's so small. It's crazy. But Jacob, what are your thoughts? And who do you think wins?
I think we're about to look like a bunch of fools because I agree with you guys. I think Sam Hughes has a decent shot here. So I feel like Lookboomee is just going to come across and kick her in the head and drop her in 10 seconds. It's probably what's going to happen.
We're agreeing on way too many things this week, guys.
This is like the Twilight Zone here. But yeah, I like Sam Hughes. I love her control against the cage, like you guys have mentioned. She could get in trouble with the tie clinch. I'm not familiar with the tie clinch. I'm more of a freestyle wrestler myself, but you guys let me know if you're the shorter fighter. It seems to me like the tie clinch would be harder to get someone in as it seems like if you're taller, you're right there. You know, as a shorter fighter, you got to bring them all the way down. It seems like Sam Hughes would have the advantage there to avoid that clinch. I like her control against the cage. I think if she can get some takedowns, she can definitely win this fight. I'll take it a step further. I think Angelo said you think she can do well. I think she can win this fight, which means that Lookboomee is probably going to come out and just absolutely TKO her. So I think Lookboomee is going to win the fight. I think she's almost a 400 favorite. She should win the fight, but I agree with you guys, man. I think Sam Hughes is a decent pick, and for $6,800, I think she can last 3 rounds and maybe get a couple takedowns and score, 40 or 50 points, and even in a loss. So, and that her first fight was, Tisha Torres was like, oh my God, welcome to the UFC. That was
tornado.
That was something else. So I felt bad for her in that situation, but yeah, like Dan said, she is tough in her other fights. So, I don't mind that. I don't mind that play.
Well, and Lookboomee is very, very good. Has very good striking. She should win. In summary, I think the question is she's just so small, and Sam Hughes is big and physically imposing, and what'll happen there. Sam Hughes is very hittable. Very hittable. She gets hit. So Lookboomee should win. I think we all agree she should win. But not minus 370 should win, not $9,400 should win. I wouldn't touch it. If I'm looking at the monkey knife fight line, this is such a tricky line to pick. It really is, because I think Sam Hughes comes banging forward, throwing a bunch of strikes. And I think Lookboomee, it is elbows, knees, and just busy in the clinch. So if I play that, which I won't, I would go. I honestly would probably go.
I go more.
Or
less more. I would definitely go more on Lookboomee.
63.
Here's the thing that could throw this whole thing off is just a surprise game plan, right? If
just wrestle, take her down, hold her down. Yeah.
Right.
Which is not unreasonable. So I would not play this in anything unless you're going to play Sam Hughes, because she is affordable. She can win. And while she's not the better fighter,
I'm playing everyone this week. I'm playing every monkey knife fight pick this week. And we're going to see how it goes. I'm going more and more, I think.
Well, with monkey knife fights, Dan, you only have to win 2 and you double your money, win 3 and you triple your money. So hit the link below, hit the promo code, and start playing these lines. We just want to give a giant thank you to all of our members and to everybody who donated this week, specifically Jesse Correa, Dunchichi, Chris Jory, David Raymond, Chris Toronto, Ansi Music, and Jill Gretka. Thank you all very, very much. If anybody is interested in becoming a member, there is a join button down below. You'll get a fancy little crown in the comment section. If you're interested in sharing the wealth from all of our fantastic picks, there's a donation link in the description below. Thank you all very, very much for the support. It is much appreciated, and everything goes right back in this channel to give you the best possible production and best picks on the planet.
Definitely appreciate all you guys watching. Love interacting with you guys in the comments. So keep writing comments. We'll keep going back and forth. Jacob and I will keep arguing, or Jacob and Angelo will keep arguing. But really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching.
Get your crowns.
Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.